Welcome, collectors. Thank you so much for tuning into this special edition of Diecast Emporium. This is a video that I've wanted to put together for a number of years, and I finally have gotten around to doing it. So, I often get asked, I want to get into collecting 1/50th scale cat construction models, but I don't even know where to start. There's so many models out there by various manufacturers over the years. Heck, even the Diecast Masters cat catalog is so overwhelming, I don't even know where to start. So, in this video, I'm going to give you my top 3 initial buys from the Diecast Masters current cat catalog if you want to get into collecting 1/50th scale cat models. Now, bear in mind, this is my opinion. I would love to hear what your opinions are after you watch this video, but not only tell me which 3 you would buy, but tell me your reasoning behind it, because that's just as crucial. Okay, so allow me to explain. We're going to go backwards in order. So again, these are the top 3 initial buys for somebody that is new into our hobby that wants to get into collecting 1/50th scale Diecast Masters Caterpillar models. Number 3, item number 85292, the Cat 982M wheel loader. Now, while there are a number of wheel loaders in 1/50th scale, especially by Diecast Masters and Norscot over the years, the reason that I picked this one is for a couple reasons. One, it has a decent range of overall detail. 2, it has a great range of functionality. And 3, it's about the perfect size for what you would want when you're starting out. Really, the first question any collector needs to ask themselves is, what type of heavy equipment do they want to pursue investing or collecting? So, for example, this is going to be a series of earth-moving equipment. Somebody may want to collect paving equipment or mining equipment or demolition equipment, so the list goes on. But for sake of this video, this is just 3 generic basic cat machines that apply to almost every area of the construction industry. So back to the 982M. This is, and by the way, all of these are currently in the Highline series, so none of these are the Core Classic series models. So the wheel loader does have Bob In, which is the name of our operator figure in our cab, but you can remove him if you want to. I like the fact that it had the beacon or the warning light up on top of the cab. You can see that right there. But really, the most important part, obviously, is the height and the dump angle that you can achieve with this model. So you can load any of the 1/50th scale Transport Series dump trucks by Diecast Masters, so the Western Stars, the CT660s, etc., etc. This has no problem clearing the side of that, and you don't even have to build a bench or a ramp, any of the things you might see being used in a real-world application for a wheel loader that perhaps doesn't have the height that it needs to be to get over the side of a dump truck. So that was another reason that I picked this model. Also, the range of articulation with this wheel loader in either direction is great. The pistons don't clash with excess paint or anything. And if you look here, the detailing all along the engine cover, it's really, really good. It's all done up by decals and graphics, so it's actually not perforated through. But really, if you had this on a shelf or in the display cabinet, you couldn't tell because of just how well the decals and such are applied. The handrails, although they are plastic, they are thin and look to scale. And what you may run into on a lot of these models is sometimes the handrails and things, there has to be compromises made in the castings. So a lot of the handrails or the stairs or the mirrors will look too fat. To me, they look almost perfect on the 982M specifically. So that is number 3. You're going to want to pick yourself up a wheel loader. My suggestion is the 982M. Moving on to number 2. Let's get yourself a track-type tractor or a dozer. In my opinion, this may be the single best offering currently. This is item number 85554, the Cat D6 Next Gen XE LGP track-type tractor. So why did I go with this one? Well, I personally love the look of this dozer. The detail on this is phenomenal. You can take the top of the cab off as well to put your operator figure in, and you can even see the detail inside there. I apologize about the lighting, and by snapping the cab back on, you don't have to undo any screws, you don't have to do any of that nonsense. You can quickly take your operator in and out. The tracks roll really, really well and freely, and they're spring-loaded. And the VPAT blade, which stands for Variable Pitch, Angle, and Tilt, honestly does everything that the real one would do, including the tilt in either direction, and it will go below the dozer as well. At the rear of this one, you have a tow hitch here, and there is a pin supplied that's not in there right now, obviously, but you can drop the pin in if you want to. And then this little access steer as well folds down at the back. So again, there's been very, very detailed reviews of all of these machines that I'm showing you in this video on my channel already. So I'm just going to go over these really, really quickly. This model and the next model that you see also feature the new Cat Hex design. So you'll have a very up-to-date Caterpillar piece in your collection with the current livery and nomenclature, as Cat likes to call it. But overall, for a dozer, for an average size machine, and the D6, in fact, falls right smack in the middle of the range of Cat dozers, this is an exceptional option for you. It really does what you want it to do. You can pose it on a lowboy, you can pose it grading, you can pose it going up a hill. Whatever you want to do, the machine will take it, or the model will take it, rather. I sound like I'm selling the real machine. And it really is a good piece, and it's very affordably priced as well. All right, drum roll, please. So number 3 was the Cat 982M wheel loader. Number 2 we just saw was the Cat D6 XE LGP dozer. So what do I think, in my humble opinion, is the number 1 buy? And I guarantee you it's probably not what you think. This one right here. So this is the Cat 323 Next Gen. But this is not just the original Next Gen that they released. This is the new one that came out just a couple months ago that has all of these little fun things we call attachments. So this is a concrete crusher. This is a material sorting grab. This is a hydraulic impact hammer or jackhammer. And this is a smooth sand or grading bucket. Not to mention, of course, the other bucket that's currently on there now. So, there are tons and tons of excavators offered by Diecast Masters. Why in the world did I pick this one? One specific reason is why I picked this one. You can not only have an excavator, you can have a demolition machine with the concrete pulverizer, with a jackhammer. You can have a material sorting machine, like somewhat of a material handler. And you can have, obviously, a standard excavator with 2 different types of buckets. Also, just to help kind of top it off here, move the attachments out of the way. The functionality on this is not bad. I would say it does everything that you would want it to do. The 323 is certainly not the largest excavator, but it falls somewhere in the medium range. So what you were looking for with these size models for earth moving, this will work just fine. But really, the seller for it is the fact that you get all of these attachments. Whereas before, if you wanted, the 330, for example, you'd have to get the 330 with the impact hammer, or you'd have to buy the 330 with the standard bucket. So this is really the first of its kind where you can now have attachments with it. Which, again, is something that I know Diecast Masters has been working on, and we, the collector community, have been really clamoring for and asking for years. So that's why I went with the 323. Obviously, you're going to want to have an excavator for your collection. It's really up to you in terms of which one that you pick. Again, my suggestion would be this one, just because of the fact that it comes with the attachments. Again, the overall functionality does everything that you'd want it to do. There's really nothing to complain about. Again, metal tracks, updated hydraulic lines, which again, this is the most up-to-date excavator that's been released. You also have your GPS pods on it. Once again, the top of the cab will come off, so if you'd like to put your operator figure in there, you can. And overall, it's a very nice looking piece. The handrails and such on this, again, on this side, are metal as well. And you're not going to see any drooping or boom deflection over time on this model. So, for example, if you had it posed like this, loading a dump truck, you have no issues with deflection or anything coming down over time. Again, a problem that you may run into on some older models or models that may have weaker pistons compared to the die-cast components that are used. So, that's it, guys. Those are my top 3 choices for a collector that wants to enter our hobby. I would love to hear what you have to say down in the comment section below on which 3 you would recommend. Again, not only tell me which 3 you would recommend, but tell me why. That is also what's most important. So number 1, the 323. Number 2, the D6 LGP. And number 3, of course, the Cat 982M. As always, I'm Tommy with Diecast Emporium. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned. Over the next couple weeks, we will get back to the normal product reviews and things. We've got a lot of great stuff that's coming down the pipeline soon. So make sure, if you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button so that you can stay up to date with all the latest videos that we release. Thanks again, as always, guys. Take care and be safe. I'll see you soon.